Morning, Almish citizens from every corner of the Union. The gears of our democracy turn once more as we encroach upon the fifth prime ministerial election. We close the fourth chapter of our mighty revolution and open the fifth, once more proving the democratic doctrine of a peaceful transition of power. This election has historic precedent, as our people see two familiar faces stepping back into the political spotlight as this election's candidates. I'm of course talking about Knight and Wenyat, two political rivals with their own movements that have been in a feud ever since the founding of the Union. Knight steps into the fray with the support of the Amish Democratic Party, and Wenyat runs with his own movement, the People's Party of Amish Workers. Both of them have differing views on the way the Amish economy should function, and other long-term plans for our union. But what are their views on what really matters to the average voter? Let's get a closer look. We at the National Press, with authorization from the Ministry of Press, have conducted separate interviews on our prime ministerial candidates, asking them the same questions on the current issues of the growing threat of nuclear proliferation and the rising tensions in Cypre. When asked how he felt about the threat of proliferation, the acquisition of nuclear weapons by non-state forces, such as terrorists, Wenyat replied, "Big boomba bad." This statement, accompanied by his vocalness in the streets about the threat nuclear bombs pose for the Amish people in the form of political posters, displays his abrasiveness or outright rejection to the advancement of nuclear bombs. He himself has publicly stated that, if elected, he will decommission the Guillotine 13 warhead, developed by the Ministry of Defense under Operation Hourglass, conducted by Project Old Road. When Knight was asked the same question, he responded, "I think nuclear weapons should not be spread. They're bad." This attitude from both of our candidates reflects the view that a majority of Amish people carry on the issue of proliferation. The nuke will only bring death and destruction. The cons outweigh the pros. Speaking of geopolitics, what do our candidates think about the situation in Cypre? Here is where our candidates really differ in views, and where you, the people, must make a choice. Wenyat strongly advocated a non-interventionist policy, saying, "Give the people what they want." This view promotes the self-determination of the people of Cypre, and it is safe to say that if elected, Wenyat is likely to hold referendums on the will of the Cyprian people to unify or stay independent. When asked the same question, Knight strongly opposed any form of intervention except peacekeeping. He said, Cypre should have peace with Almek. This projects an attitude of neutral mutual understanding and desire for a period of relative geopolitical peace. In summary, vote Wenyat for glorious reform in Cypre and shape the Union's attitude to foreign policy, and vote Knight for an era of prosperity and peace. Well, that's it for now, folks. Tune in next time when we discuss the megaproject dam of the Ministry of Labor.